Hi, I'm Libby Gibson, Town Manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. So we had a lot of things going on this week. We had an election, and we have a new board member. The sewer question passed.
Yep.
And at our meeting last night, we had a very nice...
Can we just stop for a second?
Yeah.
I wasn't here for the chairman decision.
Oh, yeah.
A brand new guy was chosen as chair?
Yep.
Why? The other guys just, was it contested? At all?
No, not at the meeting.
Oh.
I don't know.
Nobody else
I don't know. I stay 100% out of that whole situation there.
Okay.
But in my time here, I think that's pretty well discussed ahead of time.
Okay.
Anyway.
How did you think he did his first day?
He did great, and it's not like he's never been a chairman before. So we should say who we're talking about. So we're talking about Jim Kelly, who was elected to the Board of Selectmen. He knows his way around a meeting, and he's been the chairman of FinCom off and on over the years. So anyway, and Don Holgate is the vice chair. So that's great. So we had a good meeting. And there was a nice sort of bittersweet moment of silence for David Glidden at the very beginning. And a little bit later in the meeting, Tobias attended the meeting, which was really nice. And he was here in the morning as well for the swearing in and the election of the officers. So that was really nice. It was really good of him. We had two main things we were doing at the meeting last night. One was a joint meeting with the NRTA Advisory Board, Nantucket Regional Transit Authority Advisory Board, which I say with, but it's the same people. The Board of Selectmen is the advisory board, along with one other person. And the point was to talk about the potential of year-round public transportation service. There's been a study done and a survey, and there was a lot of discussion about costs, routes, frequency, hours, scheduling, all of that kind of thing. There were some public there, and some positive public comments, and then not a negative public comment, but a concern about the cost and how many people are benefiting from it. So those are definite issues. And I think that what will happen next is the NRTA will have a discussion with the Planning Commission about potential funding sources and just the whole proposal. And then it'll come back to the board probably over the summer. I mean, I don't think there's an urgency to this to have to get it done, but we are talking potentially about a significant amount of funding that would have to be provided by the town if we were going to do this. And
do we know how, any idea?
Well, the ballpark in the study is about $800,000. Some of that would be offset by fare box revenue. It looked like about 20%. There probably would be some additional offset by state funds, but how much, we don't know. And the rest would have to come from town sources. So I think it's a discussion that really needs to dig into. Is this something that we must have? Because we have a lot of other things that are directly related to town operations that we also need to do to improve services for everybody, not a smaller group of people. But it's going to be a decision for the board and the voters and whoever in the future. So we had some good discussion about that. We also had a discussion about a municipal aggregation plan, a municipal electric aggregation plan. This has been underway for a while now, 3 or 4 or 5 years. At town meeting, this past town meeting, the town meeting approved the town to enter into a municipal aggregation plan. So basically what that is the town enters into a contract with an electric supplier, which may or may not be National Grid. National Grid would continue to maintain the infrastructure and the distribution system, but the supplier could be different. And we enter into what would be a competitive rate. And everybody, all ratepayers on basic service, which is basically residential and small commercial businesses, would be in the plan. We'd all be in it, and we would have this new supplier. You would hardly see any change in your bill or anything like that. But if you're someone who really, really scrutinizes your bill and you think you're not getting a good deal in this plan, you can opt out and do your own electric supply arrangement with National Grid or whoever, which you can do this now. You could also, over time, opt back in, but that is not without some level of I'm not sure it's a penalty exactly, but you'd be entering back in at a market rate, not the competitive rate that's been negotiated or that we have the contract with. There's a lot of information that's going to come out about it. There's a letter that'll go out to everybody. There's Lauren was on the radio today about it. There will be a lot more outreach on it. And it would probably happen sometime in early 2017. So.
All right, what does that mean to the supply? Does it mean that we're going to try not to get that other pipe, which would cost so much more money?
Oh, it has nothing to do with that. Nothing at all to do with that. This is strictly about the rates that we pay for our for our electricity. The cable is a whole different matter, and Lauren is working on a non-wires alternative program with National Grid, and the intent of that is to delay the need for a third cable as much as possible. There's some potential offshore wind opportunities that might be able to provide something here, electricity-wise.
Technology is moving so fast that if we can do other things for the time being, it looks like we'll probably not have to do it.
Exactly, that's the point, and Lauren is very knowledgeable about all of that. Anyway, and by Lauren, I mean Lauren Sinatra, our energy coordinator. So that was the plan. If people have questions, she can answer them. We entered into a contract with a consultant who is, I met with him yesterday afternoon, who also is very knowledgeable about it, and more to come on this. The fire chief was also in. He gave an update about the fire station project, which looks like bids will go out at the end of the month, hopefully, and break ground sometime over the summer.
Does that mean bids for local people too?
If the local people are certified, you have to be. It's a big project, and there's a threshold for who can bid in a nutshell. And if you are certified through the state, yes, absolutely. But there's hardly anybody here who's certified through the state. So.
What about subbing from people?
Yeah. I think there may be some certification requirements there as well, but not as much.
And people can inquire about that too.
Yep. That it's all. I mean, it's a state of Massachusetts procurement law,
right,
subject to state of Massachusetts procurement law, and that is not, what's the word, easy.
And it's not like this place isn't booming right now.
Exactly.
I mean, this could be one of the biggest booms we've seen.
Yeah, you're right.
Would you say?
Yeah.
In the last 20 years, maybe?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Next week, it's public hearing Wednesday. We have a ton of public hearings. In like almost 20 public hearings. We have 4 telephone petitions. It looks like we have 4 new liquor license applications.
Oh, these are always interesting.
Well, Arno's on Main Street is seeking a new all-alcoholic seasonal license. Now it's not a new license for the location, but it would be a new license for new management.
They're not changing anything?
Well, I don't remember what they had before, but
I thought they were going to do a Euro disco upstairs.
I don't know about anything about that.
All right.
They 45 Surfside Bakery. Remember this? Don't do
I'm
that.
Sorry. He's going to be the DJ. Todd. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm in one of those moods.
Yeah. Okay. So you're the laugher today, not me. 45 Surfside, it's a bakery cafe, and they came to the board member and they wanted an all-alcoholic, but the board said no, come back with a wine and malt, so they're coming back with a wine and malt. Sconset Golf wants a seasonal wine and malt license, not a restaurant licence, so a club license, so that'll be interesting.
Well,
I know, the golf clubs have them, yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm going to talk to Eric shortly, but I mean, there's other restaurants out in Wisconsin that serve liquor.
There are. So, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, right. It's really a question.
Barco's.
What?
Barco's.
Oh, yes.
They want a wine and malt seasonal.
Yep. They're expanding.
They are?
Yes. You know where the camera shop was, right?
Oh, they're going in there. I see.
Yeah, they're going to be.
I see.
They're going to have different food in there.
Oh.
Not just burritos.
Oh.
Yeah.
They get some good burritos there.
They do.
Okay, anyway, so those are some of the new liquor things, and there's a few other liquor issues. The Taxi Association has requested a public hearing to increase taxi rates.
Well.
So there's that.
Yeah.
And then town manager report, I've got a couple things to report out on. We're going to have the Natural Resources Coordinator, Jeff Carlson, give an update on pond openings.
Well, that'll be
There are two ponds that were opened this week, Sacacha and Hummock, and he's going to talk about how they went or are going. And everybody's favorite second and third quarter budget reports. People love the budget reports. General Fund, Airport, and Wanna-Comment are coming in to talk about their budgets for the second and third quarters of this fiscal year.
Are you joking when you say that?
Do you know, am I?
I mean,
Don't you? I thought this was your favorite agenda item, the budget reports. Don't you love them? You
I don't know
you
what they're really
riveted?
like. Honestly, I don't know what
Because you don't even remember them
I
because you
don't.
don't pay attention.
No, I don't.
Most people don't remember.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what's going on at the meeting next week. We don't have the agenda completely 100% final yet. I got to work on it now. And in other news, the town meeting is over. We're working on follow-up to that. So just so people know, because occasionally we get a little question about this, all of the bylaw amendments that were approved at town meeting now get sent to the Attorney General's office, and they're not effective until they're approved by the Attorney General's office, including zoning bylaws, although zoning is a little bit different with regard to the law about how they're initially affected. So they're actually sort of in effect now, but the confirmation comes from the Attorney General's office. But the general bylaws are not in effect yet until Attorney General approves. The home rule petitions need to be sent up to our legislative representatives, and then they make their way through the long, long process. And I haven't even sent those up yet.
Now, what about the sewers? When will that work actually start?
Okay, so we have a bid out now for design and engineering services to design the project that was approved. And that's going to take, actually, it takes months, but we do have to have a certain level of design to provide to the Department of Environmental Protection by October. So there's going to be a lot of work that goes on about this over the summer. It won't really affect anybody, I don't think. However, there will probably be outreach to property owners about easements, because we're going to need some easement acquisitions. What they'll ultimately need to do to connect, and what we're going to be talking about, the ways in which we can help the property owners connect if we can. And the project won't actually start until sometime in 2017. That's the projection right now. Sometimes things happen and it doesn't go that way, but right now it's projected for 17. And when in 17? Probably the mid to later half of 17.
I mean, you can't do it during the summer.
No, can't do it during the summer. Although, yeah, probably not. The first section to be constructed is the Nantucket Harbor Shimo section. So it's not in town or anything like that, but there's a lot of summer activity that goes on in that area. The second section will be the so-called plus parcels, the infill parcels that aren't connected now, that don't, there are some, there's a sewer over there and we just need to do a connection. It's not necessarily installation of a huge new sewer line. That's not totally right. In some areas it is like that. So over the summer, I think we'll be meeting with neighborhood groups and community organizations and associations and things like that to update them about this. And then we are very likely to have a fall special town meeting for the next sewer project, which is Matticat and Somerset. And we'll be working, talking with the community groups about that as well. So that's what's going on with sewer. What else?
I don't know. I really don't know, Libby.
Okay, Gino. Okay, stop laughing. Gino's just laughing in the background. So you can't see him laugh. You can only see when I laugh.
No.
Yeah, I'm not really laughing today.
No, it's not very funny.
I mean, I don't know why anything's funny around here, but sometimes it is.
Fridays are.
You know what? I just laughed with the HR director about something. A lot of laughing. So I'm laughed out right at the moment.
Oh, okay.
That's
you got it out of you.
I got it out.
All right.
Okay. I guess that's it. So thanks very much. See you next time. Oh, one last quick thing. Town office is closed Monday for Patriots Day. You running the marathon?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Running in my mind.
I bet you got a good time.
Virtual running.
Virtual running, yes. That's what I'm going to do too. All right. Thank you very much. See you next time.